Hello everyone, welcome to another Moon Magic Lunation video. My name is JC of The Mindful Awakening, and today we are going to be discussing everything you need to know about the new moon solar eclipse in Gemini that's happening in one day. It's happening tomorrow, June 10th. So if these messages do resonate with you, please make sure that you hit that like button, you subscribe to my channel, and you hit that notification bell so that you'll be told of when I drop another video. And also because I would just really appreciate any support that you guys can give me. I'm really trying my best with this channel, and yeah, your girl needs some help. If you are ready, go grab yourself a drink because this might be quite a long one. I am having an oldie but a goodie, one of my favorites. This is a Soho 7, which is just Soho liqueur. I should have gotten my bottle. One sec. This is my Soho. Just board a little bit with some 7-Up, throw some ice in there, and you got yourself a summer favorite. So cheers. Let's talk about this solar eclipse. So as I mentioned in my previous lunation video for our lunar eclipse, I did mention how all of the eclipses are coming together in a package. So this is the second of the two. We had our first eclipse, which was a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius about 2 weeks ago. And now we are having a solar eclipse. And this is where the sun and the moon are going to be at 19 degrees in Gemini. Again, on June 10th, which is happening tomorrow. The last eclipse in Gemini, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice I posted this in my description, in my what to expect for June description. But the last eclipse that we had in Gemini was 6 months ago in December of 2020. So you might want to start thinking about what was going on for you 6 months ago, right before we hit the new year of 2021. What sorts of things were challenging for you? What were you being confronted with? Was it business ventures and where you think your business is going to be going? Is it relationships? Were you on the verge of a breakup? What was your family situation like? How were your friends like at that time? Where were you at? What was a struggle for you? What did you define as a place in your life where you needed to move forward from? What was it that you were trying to release at that time? And now, 6 months later, here we are, June 2021. Not only did we just have a lunar eclipse, we are also in the middle of Mercury retrograde. So this is just, what can I say? When the sun and the moon are conjunct Mercury retro, which is 20 degrees of Gemini, this just already indicates to me that this eclipse season really is all about communication. It is about reflecting. It is really about going inward. It is about words, thoughts. It's a very emotional time. Neptune is also in Pisces, and so Pisces is a water sign, and the emotions of Pisceans run very, very deep. And when you mix that into the communicative nature of Gemini signs, we kind of are feeling a little bit conflicted because on one hand, we would like to just talk our way out of more challenging and difficult situations rather than go to the emotional side. And yet Neptune being in Pisces is pulling us towards emotions that feel like very uncomfortable, extremely unsettling, And there's a tendency to feel very confused at this point as well, just because the energy feels so opposite to one another, which is fitting because the Gemini signs are twins, right? Gemini really highlights the idea of having your light side and your shadow side, and how you can reconcile both sides in order to construct an identity that is most real and authentic, to create self-love that not only accepts the great parts of you, but can look at all the parts that you've run from, and really be gentle and embrace that side that makes you the dynamic human being that you are. And because our retrograde in Mercury is happening in Gemini, and the solar eclipse is also happening in Gemini, and it is Gemini season, as much as we are really tempted to just do a lot of talking and quick cutting away all of these things, that Piscean push through Neptune is really going to encourage us to gently take a step back and go into reflection mode about the stories that we've told ourselves, about the stories we've told about other people, and about the stories that we have created that really impact the way that we see our lives. I can't remember the name of another astrologer. I know I sometimes name drop, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but there is a woman. If I remember her name, I will post it in the description box below, because I don't want to take someone else's idea. But she said something so beautifully, and I'm paraphrasing now because I saw this a while ago, but she said something about like our master story. And that resonated with me so deeply. In my birthday vlog, you guys may have seen my emotional breakdown. And so many of you had reached out via DM and private messaging here on YouTube as well as on Instagram, just about how much you appreciated my authenticity and going through the process of shedding, of releasing, of surrendering. And I really feel it in my soul that this is not just something I'm going through, and that you guys that are watching this video are also going through the same process of reevaluating that master story, the stories that you've created and accepted about yourself that really influence how we experience our lives, how we see ourselves in our life. I know I have a story that I'm too much, and therefore, because I'm too much, I am constantly feeling like I'm holding back in everything. Like I'm too loud, so I need to be more quiet. Maybe I curse too much, and that's inappropriate, so I need to also hold that back. I get excited too easily, so I must not experience joy. And I know these things sound so trivial, but when I tell you that therapy has helped me see that these master stories I've told about myself to myself have impacted me, that is how I came to the realization that I don't know what self-love and real acceptance of all parts of myself particularly look like for me. And I have I've held myself back from experiencing really what joy feels like and what that really looks like. For me, that's the story I am currently dealing with. It literally just came up in my last therapy session just last week Thursday, which explains why on my birthday last week Friday I was so weepy the night before, the morning of, which you all saw if you watched my vlog. It's just been such an emotional time, and this idea of like worthiness, and again, this is just my personal story, and really working through what it means to accept support, what it means to love my imperfections, what does it look like for me to experience happiness. For me, I grew up always being told to quiet down. Even if we were outside and everyone else was screaming and we are on an amusement park ride, I would be screaming in joy, and then I could hear my parents down below watching with the other parents telling me to quiet down while I'm on an amusement park ride. And those things really impacted me, so much so that now I am very aware of when I allow myself to really let it all out. And how sad is that at 32, I can now recognize that there hasn't necessarily been, like, I can count them on one hand actually, where I can say that I truly allowed myself to experience happiness unfiltered. And so I am now posing this to you guys that are watching this video. What is your master story? What is the story you told about yourself because of whatever someone said or didn't say, or things that happened, usually back in childhood? This is now where we start having discussions about childhood trauma. This is where the world of astrology, of tarot card reading, personal development, therapy, all of these things intersect, which is like my purpose. This stuff literally is like air to my lungs. Oh my gosh, I love it. And this, looking at your life from this lens, is your access point to not only understanding yourself better, but also to help you release, to help you surrender to the process, to help you accept that the story you told about yourself when you were 5, 6, 7, 13, 18, 25, however old you were, even the story you told about yourself yesterday doesn't have to be the determining factor in your ability to choose what you want to choose in the present moment today. You are not your story. I am not my story. We are just human beings having experiences, and we get an opportunity whenever we declare it, whenever we choose it, to begin again. So whatever area is showing up for you that is giving you tension, making you feel uneasy, making you feel confused, sad, angry, resentful, it's just making you like, I need to get rid of this. I need to crawl into a corner. I need to go back to bed. I need to run. The uncomfortability of that, sit in that. Sit in it. Don't run. Be patient with yourself. That is your shadow side calling to you. Now, it doesn't even have to be just you. It could show up in a person. It could show up in a text. It could show up in a call, in an email, something that just raises the hairs on your neck, makes your blood feel a type of way, makes your heart race faster, just makes you have that feeling. And it's going to be different for everybody. But when you are confronted with that, console yourself, feel what it really feels like, remind yourself that you are not your story, and allow the emotion to pass. Use that as your access point to transmute that negativity. Show yourself compassion, show yourself love, and repeat after me. I am not the stories I told about myself. I just need like a second because I can feel the emotions bubbling up again. Okay, I need to take a drink. I also wanted to say too, just very quickly, for those of you who actually watched my whole birthday vlog and saw the emotional side of me, which I know if you've only met me through Instagram or through YouTube, then you probably associate me with being very in tune with my emotions. And for all of you who don't, resonate with your emotions, or you don't consider yourself an emotional person, I'm talking to you for a second. I really understand that. If you are the type to want to think your way out of things, or make yourself busy with work, or just almost delegitimize how you're feeling because it's not a big deal or it doesn't matter, I was once you. And I can't tell you how useful it is to start paying attention to how you feel. Your emotions are not a scary place. It doesn't have to be. And I am a living, breathing example of how much more fulfilling your life can feel like if you just allow your heart to sing. And so that brings us to our tarot card portion. The crystal that I have selected is a blue apatite palm stone. This is one of my favorite stones. I'm sorry about the reflection of my purple lights in the background. This is my favorite. Oh wow, it matches my painting. No wonder why it's my favorite. I have an affinity towards blue. Maybe it's an air sign thing, I don't know. But here we go. I love the size of this because it fits perfectly. That's why they call them palm stones. But it fits perfectly in my palm. And so when I am meditating, I do have two of these, and I'll put one on either side. It just, I feel nice and calm and great already. So we're gonna meditate on the crystal healing properties of the blue apatite. So I just looked it up because I didn't want to accidentally say something that's wrong, but go figure, a blue apatite is actually associated with Gemini signs. The synchronicities, oh my goodness. So blue apatite is a stone for manifestation. It's related to service and to humanitarian pursuits. It's attuned to the future, yet connects to past lives. It stimulates the development of our psychic gifts and spiritual attunement, deepening meditation and aiding communication and self-expression on all levels. It balances the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies and the chakras, eliminating overactivity and stimulating underactivity. It also increases motivation, draws off negativity about oneself and others. It's helpful for hyperactivity and autism in children. It enhances creativity and the intellect and clears confusion and frustration, reducing irritability and awakening the inner self. It expands knowledge and truth and erases sorrow, apathy, and anger. Come on now. Blue apatite, if you don't have a blue apatite anything, get yourself some blue apatite. But I have two palm stones. I also have this beautiful tower that's right in front of me. It's right next to my TV, so I always see it, and it's my favorite. All right, so we're gonna pull from our Light Seers tarot deck. Wow, oh my goodness. The card already popped out. We have Judgment. All right, whatever you were running from, you can no longer run from it. And this, again, still resonates with the reading, this lunation reading that we're having. You can't run from yourself. You are made up of your light side and your shadow side. And now is the time to really look at every area in our lives where people have either represented the things that we're running from, or we do it to ourselves. If some people have shown back up, exes, friends, family members, people that you've cut out that have been toxic for you, and now they're back because it is Mercury retrograde. Of course, we know that people return because they teach us lessons, right? But sometimes it's not because they're tempting us. Sometimes the reason why they come back is to remind us of how far we've come, is to remind us of where we're never going again, and is to remind us of our true strength. So if there are people that are showing up, stay strong and say thank you. Thank you, universe, for bringing them back around again. I remember. Not about what they did, but I remember the thing I learned about myself. Let's pull one more card. News stories. What new stories are you going to tell about yourself? We already have one that showed up. Okay, dissipating. We've done this already. It's like right now we're in that pause reflective state where you see the old lady in the card, she's watching the television, and in the television is her old life. That's happening to us right now. Timelines are shifting. We are being reminded of where we've come from. For some of us, it may even show up like flashbacks. Like our whole life is flashing through our eyes. Maybe you are running across some people from your childhood and you're like, whoa, I forgot they used to make me feel this way. For some of you, may have run into an ex. For others of you, it may have been an old boss. And it's totally normal that these people are showing back up again. They're not here to stay permanently. They're just here to remind us. Just like the old lady in that card watching the screen. It's like an outer body experience. We're watching ourselves and our old lives and how far we've come. All right, one card, please, from the Lemuria deck. All right. And we have two. We have Reclaim Your Energy and Our Ancient Future. We'll start with Reclaim Your Energy. Our energy is our responsibility, and how we give it away becomes a conscious choice as we step into empowerment. And yes, it is possible to restore the fragments of self we gave away before we came to this awareness. You have the power to own your energy and choose where you direct it. If you are not at your optimal vibration, consider the core of why this may be. Detach from depleting influences and boost positivity. It is up to you to make the shift. Transform your life by choosing healing and self-empowerment. Kickstart the upward spiral to abundant energy and soul presence. Oh my goodness, your story is in your hands. Kickstart your transformation and start thinking about your old stories and how they no longer serve you. That story you said about yourself at 7 years old is no longer your story. Last one, our ancient future. An ancient remembering is emerging. Seed crystals and the knowledge they imbued are becoming unearthed. Those who see a better future are not just dreaming. Their hearts and their minds are hardening to the core of the earth-based traditions to bring through knowledge that will help shift this paradigm into balance. This card is imbued with activations, and you are being showered with blessings in preparation for a transformation. It may be turbulent at times, but you will grow and heal through the coming journey. You can navigate a situation where you have no experience by being truly present. Integrity and intuition will guide you. This is your level up. How incredible is that? 6 months later, halfway through 2021, you, I guarantee, are not the same person that you were back in December. And this, even though this is a solar eclipse and the eclipse in December was a lunar eclipse, this is like closing off eclipse season. And I mentioned on Instagram, this eclipse season is, yes, it's a pair in June, the lunar eclipse that happened in Sagittarius, and now the solar eclipse happening in Gemini, but it's actually in a pack of eclipses that started as early back as last year. You should definitely follow me on Instagram if you are not already, because I talk a lot about this in some posts. But this is closing off our cycles from last year. We're gonna pull one more because I selected this deck before I clicked record. It's the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck, and I just feel like we need a reminder right now that the universe does have our back, and things that don't make sense don't need to make sense to us right now. So please show us one final closing card as we navigate this time with the new moon solar eclipse in Gemini. Okay. Joy is the ultimate creator. We're gonna take one more. I love that card, especially now that I can say I know what it feels like to experience joy. Okay, one more. obstacles or detours in the right direction. Did I say that right? Yes, obstacles or detours in the right direction. So, my fellow light workers, I am hoping that these messages resonated with you. I am holding you all in my heart and my intentions through my meditations all the way up until the weekend. As you guys know, eclipse energy can affect us for quite some time before and after. If you have been very emotional lately, believe me when I tell you, I feel you. I feel you. I'm going through it myself, and it's okay. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get through it even stronger and even more incredible. Because really what we're releasing and surrendering when we say, okay, okay, it opens up space for us to accept what needs to be accepted so that we can level up and move forward. So I hope these messages resonated with you, and I look forward to connecting with you all in my monthly June Taroscope videos. Take care. Talk to you guys later. Bye.